The Ste Genevieve football team used 10 returning starters on both sides of the ball to turn around the program last year with a 10-3 record and a return to the state quarterfinals. This year, the Dragons once again return a wealth of experience with 8 on the defensive side of the ball and 4 offensive starters. We go inside of the Ste Genevieve football camp today on regional radio to set the stage for the Dragons football season. Ste Genevieve lost its opener last year at Dexter, which left the Dragons wondering what type of season it would be. The answer came the very next week against Valley.
It was a great comeback, so to speak, after the loss to Dexter. Dexter had a good ball team last year, and there were a lot of things that we didn't do very well or weren't able to do at all against Dexter. And, going into week 2, knowing how good Valley was, that was a big concern of mine. But the kids, they worked hard in practice that week and came out and played a hard game week 2 against Valley, and we were able to come out on top of that one, and certainly that gave us a lot of momentum. Then the following week we played Maplewood, and we came out with a big win there. I think those were 2 real big confidence builders for the kids, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the season for us.
That's head coach Bob Stolzer. Last year, the fortunes of the Dragons rested largely on the arm of Brendan Weiler, who graduated with nearly 10,000 yards of total offense. Coach Stolzer is looking for more balance this year.
It's great to be able to throw the ball, but you got to be able to run it too to be successful. And like I said, we've got a couple of kids right now that are doing a real good job of running the ball, probably even better than what we ran the ball last year. So anytime you pose both the running and passing threat, it makes defenses play a little bit more honestly. They can take one thing away, but if somebody's going to do that, then you better be able to take advantage of either run or pass, whatever it is they are taking away. And like I said, I'm hoping that people are going to have to play us a lot more honestly this year.
Stolzer thinks the offensive line will give his team the ability to be more versatile.
Offensively, been very well pleased. These kids work real well together, and as an offensive line unit, you've got to work together. You got to know what the kid alongside you is doing or what he's going to do, and the kids talk real well amongst themselves as far as possibly changing any type of blocking schemes. Depending on how the defense lines up. But we've got a lot more size probably this year than what we've had in the past.
The lines will be led by All-State bulldozer Dan Tarana. Nicknamed the Tarantula, this brawny but brainy bruiser stands 6'6", weighs in at 275, and can bench 400 pounds.
I want to say it's a big combination of all of them, but ever since I was a freshman, it was more of a technique thing. But as I've progressed through my years, it's more of a strength and technique combination just because it's just such a big deal on the line. You got to be strong. If you're a smaller guy, it's a rough time on the line, but technique also plays a big part.
Much to the detriment of the opposition, Tarana loves the physical aspect of the game.
I like the defensive side more, but offensive, I love that side too. I love just being a lineman. Just hitting people is the best part of football. Everybody loves it.
Now, Tarana does have goals for this season, but he also wants to make sure that his impact is lasting.
My personal goal is I want to make an all-state first team all linemen, maybe both ways. That'd be great. But as a team, I really want to leave almost a legacy behind with these linemen because they're going to be young next couple of years. It's going to be a big change going from a big line to a much smaller line. A lot of our linemen are smaller, and it's going to be a big difference. So I want to teach them as much as I can before I leave.
Matt Drury will step in for Weiler behind center. And he not only has the endorsement of his coaches, but also the 3 returning starting wide receivers. Here's Adam Schwent.
There's not much of a difference, I don't think. Matt's got pretty much the same arm strength as Brendan, and he's got a little more speed than Brendan did, so I think he'll do just as good.
Tyson Roth says the receivers have been working hard to make sure Drury has some open targets.
I've been doing plenty of speed workouts and footwork and everything to try and make me better for this upcoming season. A lot of lifting and just staying focused. You have a goal and you just want to accomplish it, I guess.
Danny Lurk will get his share of carries as the running back. On the other side of the ball, Coach Stolzer saw his defense become more physical last year. He predicts they'll continue that trend.
We've got 7 or 8 starter kids who started on the defensive side of the ball, and that really has me fired up for the simple fact we got a lot better defensively last year, but the previous 2 years we really struggled. We couldn't tackle anybody, and like I said, last year we got better, and with all the kids coming back this year, as a coach, you got to be real hopeful there.
And Tyson Roth says the toughness is a key, not only physically, but mentally as well.
Mainly, focus, There's some points where, ends and stuff need to do certain things whenever other, linebackers and everything have other stuff to do. And if everybody just comes together and we talk as a whole defense, I think it should be a great year.
Coach Stolzer has split feelings on the new playoff system being installed this year where everyone gets in. But it also cuts down on the number of district champions. In fact, cuts them in half.
If I had my druthers to where I could pick, I'd just as soon go back to the 4-district, take only one team out of each district. However, a couple years ago, we went into the playoffs as a second-place team. And anytime you can continue your season, you'll take it.
Ste Genevieve hosts Dexter to start the season before clashing with Valley once again in Week 2. Tune in to Regional Radio every week to keep up with the Dragons and all the area teams on the End Zone show. And don't miss our Pigskin Preview August 22nd, where we'll visit with all the area coaches right before the start of the season. I'm Chad Speaker for Regional Radio Sports.